Hayden White's book Metahistory explores how historians from the 19th century used imagination and storytelling to write about history. White argues that history is not just a collection of facts but a kind of narrative, like a story that is shaped by the historian's choices. These choices include how they structure the story, what kind of explanation they use, and what political or ideological beliefs they hold. White begins the book with a long introduction where he explains his main idea. He says that historians do not just describe the past, they construct meaning through writing. Like novelists or poets, they choose plot types, characters, and themes. He explains three main tools historians use: emplotment, that is, how they turn events into a story, like a tragedy or comedy. Second, argument, how they explain what caused the events. And third, ideology, what political or moral viewpoint they have. This introduction is important because it gives the readers the framework for how to read the rest of the book. After the introduction, White organizes the book into four parts, each one focused on two important European thinkers. These parts are based on the type of historical explanation they uses. The first part is on formist historians. This includes Michelet and Ranke. Jules Michelet was a French historian who saw history as a romantic struggle of the people and the spirit of the nation. His writing is passionate and emotional. He used romance as his plot type and believed in the moral power of history. Ranke, a German historian, focused more on facts and documentation. He believed that historians should simply describe what act. White shows that even Ranke's work includes narrative choices and reflects in conservative ideology. The second part covers mechanistic historians, Tocqueville and Burckhardt. Tocqueville studied political systems and democracy. He used a comedy plot structure and believed in liberal progress through reform. His explanations were about social and political systems working like machines. Burckhardt, on the other hand, wrote cultural history and was skeptical of modern progress. He used satire to show the decline of culture in modern times. White shows that both used mechanical ways of explaining history but told very different stories based on their values. The third part is about organicist historians, Karl Marx and Hegel. These historians saw history as growing and evolving like a living organism. Marx wrote history as a driven by class conflict and economic forces. He believed that history would eventually lead to revolution and freedom, but only after struggle and pain Hegel saw history as the development of human freedom through the unfolding of ideas. His narrative was more romantic and philosophical. White shows how both used organizations but differed in their ideology. Marx was radical, Hegel more conservative or liberal, depending on interpretation. The fourth part focuses on contextualist thinkers, Nietzsche and Krause. Nietzsche wrote history as satire. He challenged traditional values and believed that history should be used to serve life, not just tell facts. He distrusted systems and wanted to break away from old forms of thinking. Krause, an Italian philosopher, believed in understanding the past through human spirit and culture. He used a more romantic tone and saw history as the unfolding of human consciousness. Both focused on context, meaning, and culture, but had different views on how history should be written. White reflects on what all this means. He says that history is never neutral or purely factual. Every historian makes choices, whether they know it or not. These choices are shaped by literary forms, structures of explanation, and ideology. By understanding these patterns, readers can better understand how history is written and how it shapes the way we see the world.